Good morning, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha, and these are the headlines for this hour. The Education and Health Committee endorses controversial new medical education bill. Dr. Govinda Kesi starts his 16th round of hunger strike, citing the bill is against the agreements made earlier. Speaker Krishna Bahadur Maura rules for the Prime Minister and Ministers to attend the question-answer session as mandatory as opposition warn of obstructing the Parliament otherwise. The Rajya Sabha in India passes a constitution bill to provide 10% reservation in education and government jobs for the economically weak people across castes and religions. And unbeaten League One leaders and holders Paris Saint-Germain suffer a shocking 2-1 defeat against Guingamp at the French League Cup. Let's begin with the latest national political updates. The Education and Health Committee of the Federal Parliament approved of the new medical education bill yesterday with majority votes from the committee members. However, the provisions in the bill will be against the agreements made with the Kedar Bhakta Madhyama Commission and Dr. Govinda Kesi. The bill has introduced overlapping provisions that intends to transform the medical colleges into non-profit institutions within the next 10 years. However, has allowed new medical colleges for permission to operate outside the Kathmandu Valley. When the government signed the agreement with Dr. Kesi on July last year, ending his 15th round of hunger strike, the government had committed to fulfill all his demands and assured he would not have to go on hunger strike again. However, 5 months into the agreement, the same government has overturned the agreements made then. The bill has prohibited the opening of new medical colleges within the Kathmandu Valley, however, has allowed for other medical colleges to operate, citing they have already taken the ministry's permit letters. Likewise, the government has also removed the clause of phasing out the short-term CTEVT courses under the Technical Education and Entrepreneurship Training Council in the next 5 years from the agreement made with Dr. Kesi. The bill, however, in line with the agreement with Dr. Kesi, requires the government to establish a medical college in those provinces that do not have a medical college at the moment within the next 5 years. However, the lawmakers of the main opposition have protested against the bill, citing that the government has cheated on the Madhyama Commission report and the agreement made with Dr. Kesi. Lawmakers of the ruling Nepal Communist Party, meanwhile, have claimed that the bill is in line with the agreement and that it's a win-win situation for all involved. Meanwhile, the controversy of the new medical education bill is to further worsen as Dr. Govinda Kesi started his 16th round of hunger strike yesterday, citing the bill is against the agreements made earlier. Dr. Kesi started his hunger strike at the City Development and Building Division office in Ilam yesterday, right after the Education and Health Committee under the Federal Parliament endorsed the new medical education bill. Dr. Kesi has put forth a 6-point demand this time, in addition to the demand that the government apply the previously signed agreement. Dr. Kesi has demanded actions against Tribhuvan University officials as per the recommendation made by the high-level National Medical Education Commission led by former Judge Gauri Bahadur Karki. The Education and Health Committee of the Federal Parliament approved of a new medical education bill yesterday despite widespread criticism. The controversial bill was criticized for not being in line with the agreements made with Dr. Govinda Kesi and for favoring medical mafias. However, it seems that the BNC hospital of Jhapa that belongs to businessman Durga Prasad will be the only hospital to benefit from the controversial bill. A total of 16 institutions across the country have received the letter of consent from the Education Ministry for operating medical colleges. The bill includes a provision to allow only those institutions that have the letter from the ministry and fulfill all the required criteria. 12 of the applicants are from outside the Kathmandu Valley. However, it has been understood that the only applicant that fulfills all the criteria is the BNC Hospital of Jhapa. It may be recalled that prior to the general elections last year, the then CPN-UML chairman KP Sharma Oli and Maoist Center chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal had reached Precise BNC Hospital themselves and had committed that they would allow the hospital to conduct a medical college as well. Speaker of the National Assembly, Krishna Bahadur Mahara, has ruled that it is mandatory for the Prime Minister and ministers to attend the question-answer session after addressing the Assembly on issues of public concern. Speaker Mahara had earlier rejected the demands from the lawmakers from the main opposition Nepali Congress to hold the question-answer round on Sunday's session. However, Mahara gave the ruling at the meeting of the Federal Parliament held yesterday. Lawmakers of the main opposition Nepali Congress expressed reservations against the Speaker's earlier decision of withholding the question-answer round immediately after the session started yesterday. Chief Whip of Nepali Congress, Balkrishna Khar, expressed reservations against the Prime Minister's decision to not address the queries from the lawmakers and also alleged that the Speaker had been influenced by the government. Speaker Mahara ruled the question-answer session as mandatory after the lawmakers of the main opposition warned of obstructing the session if the Speaker did not make it mandatory. Likewise, lawmakers from Rashtriya Janata Party Nepal also urged the Speaker to rule the decision to present the report prepared on the Madesh movement by the committee formed under the leadership of former Supreme Court Justice Girish Chandra Lal. In response, Speaker Mahara drew the government's attention towards Rashtriya Janata Party Nepal's demand. Welcome back. The Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority, CIAA, has filed another case at the Special Court against Deputy Secretary at the Ministry of Forest and Environment, Chandraman Shrestha, for amassing illegal properties worth 13.4 million rupees. According to the CIAA, Shrestha, who has also served as the Director General at the Department of Transport Management, has total wealth of 34.4 million rupees. The CIAA had to file a case against Shrestha as he could not present the sources for properties worth 13.4 million rupees. The anti-graft body has also accused Shrestha of appropriating the property to his wife, Jamuna Tandukar, and Bhagwati Yogi of Swati Navalparasi, and have made them defendants in the case as well. Nepalese applying for tourist visas for Thailand have to pay an application fee of 3,500 rupees. However, it has been found that Bank of Kathmandu, where the money has to be deposited before turning in the application for the visa, has been collecting 3,600 rupees and giving a receipt of only 3,500 rupees. The visa applicants are unaware of what happens to the extra 100 rupees they have paid to the bank. On an average, 300 people apply for tourist visas on a daily basis at the Thai embassy in Kathmandu. The Thai government has set the visa fees for Nepalese tourists at 3,500 rupees per person. The amount has to be deposited at Bank of Kathmandu, and the receipt of the deposited amount has to be presented at the Thai embassy for the visa application to be accepted. However, Bank of Kathmandu has been collecting 3,600 rupees from each applicant. The bank has not provided a receipt for the extra 100 rupees it has been collecting. The bank, which has been collecting the 100 rupees as service charge, does not provide any proof of the extra money collected. On average, around 6,600 people apply for visas in a month at the Thai embassy, which is open 5 days a week. By collecting 100 rupees extra from each visa applicant, Bank of Kathmandu has been collecting around 660,000 rupees a month without providing receipts. Even if the bank collects the money as service charge, it had to provide a receipt for the amount collected, or else the transaction would be illegal. While Bank of Kathmandu has been charging around 30,000 rupees extra on a daily basis without providing any proof of the transactions, Nepal Rashtra Bank has been silent on the issue. Direct flights between Nepal and Japan will be commencing soon. An agreement was reached yesterday on a diplomatic note between Foreign Minister Pradeep Gyawali and his Japanese counterpart Taro Kono to operate direct flights between Nepal and Japan. According to the agreement, Nepal Airlines Corporation will be able to conduct 14 flights a week to Tokyo and other Japanese cities. After the direct flights commence, the number of Japanese tourists coming to Nepal is expected to rise. Nepal Airlines Corporation had been pushing for direct flights to Japan after including 2 new wide-body aircrafts to its fleet. Welcome back. The chief, deputy chiefs, and officials and coordinator of the Education Committee of all 13 local levels at Kavre have started discussions to form a uniform education system. In this context, we had asked a few of these officials what should be done to attain uniformity between private and public education sector. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
10 वर्षमा हामी सरकारी विद्यालय र निजी विद्यालयको स्तर, त्यहाँको सिकाइ, त्यहाँको पढाइ, त्यहाँको सुविधा एउटै बनाउने, एउटै तहमा बनाउने भनेर हामी एउटा परियोजना ल्याउन सक्छौं।
पाठ्यक्रमलाई फलो गरेर सबै स्कुलमा चाहिँ त्यही अनुसारको अनुशासन कायम गरेर राम्रोसँग पठन पाठन गर्ने हो भने सबै एकरूपता आइहाल्छ।
हाम्रो समिति बनिसकेको छ। त्यो समितिले नगर शिक्षा समितिले चाहिँ त्यसलाई अनुगमन गर्ने, त्यसको पुनर्मूल्याङ्कन गर्ने, हेर्ने कुराहरू चाहिँ अहिले हामीले गरेका छौं।
संस्थागत विद्यालयहरुमा जुन खालको एक खालको आकर्षण बढिरहेको छ, त्यो कारण के रहेछ? त्यही खालको स्तरमा चाहिँ हाम्रो यो सामुदायिक विद्यालयहरुलाई पनि लैजानु पर्छ।
हाम्रो नगरपालिकाको सन्दर्भमा हामीले शिक्षा समिति बनाएका छौं। अब यो मार्फत चाहिँ हामीले कसरी विद्यालयलाई को गुणस्तरलाई सुधार गर्ने, निजी विद्यालय जस्तै सामुदायिक विद्यालयहरुलाई पनि बनाउने भन्ने तर्फ चाहिँ हाम्रो ध्यान गइरहेको छ।
व्यावहारिक शिक्षा भयो भने दुवै विद्यालयको बीचमा चाहिँ एकरूपता हुन्छ।
ऐन तथा नियम कार्यविधि बनाएर चाहिँ अनुगमन गरेर अगाडि बढ्यो भने चाहिँ पक्कै पनि यो एकरूपता आउँछ।
राज्यले नीति बनाएर कानुन बनाएर एकरूपता ल्याउन लगाउन सक्दछ, त्यो चाहिँ राज्यको दायित्वमा पर्दछ।
It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's your question. What's your take on the Parliament's Education and Health Committee endorsing the Medical Education Bill without consensus? Your options are A, sovereign exercise, B, result of clash in interests, and C, influence of medical college operators. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the sports news.
Sports news.
The Nepalese women's cricket squad has been announced for the T20 tournament to be held in Thailand from this Saturday. In the 14-member team announced yesterday under the captaincy of Rubina Chetri, 4 new players have been included. Dali Bhatta, Bindu Rawal, Kavita Kumar, and Arati Bidari have been selected for the national women's cricket team for the first time. Other players who have made it into the team include Sita Rana Magar, Karuna Bhandari, Sarita Magar, Neri Thapa, Indu Burma, Sonu Kharka, Kajal Shrestha, Roma Thapa, and Mamta Chaudhary. Ritu Kanojia, Sabnam Rai, and Suman Bishta have been selected as reserve players. The tournament, which kicks off this coming Saturday, features teams from 10 countries. Team Nepal, coached by Binod Das, will play their first match against Tajikistan on Saturday. And that's all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will air at 11 this morning. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a good morning.